starting with Koraidon. Koraidon is a dragon-type Pokemon that looks like a perfect blend of nature and primitive technology. It is like a powerful reptilian creature covered mainly in beautiful scarlet feathers with white accents. What makes it really stand out is that Koraidon is the only known Pokemon capable of learning the Mauve Collision course, and also the only known Pokemon that can have Orichalcum Pulse as an ability. It's believed Koraidon came from a time machine constructed by Professor Seda that brought two specimens to Area Zero a decade ago. Each of these two Koraidons had very different personalities. One was friendly and curious about humans, while the other was more aggressive and territorial. It's believed that Koraidon is an ancient Pokemon related to Cyclizar. However, a version of Professor Seda that appeared at the Crystal Pool suggests that Koraidon is a counterpart to Cyclizar from an alternate timeline. It was referred to as the Winged King in the Scarlet Book, with its current name given by Professor Seda, potentially as a result of a bootstrap paradox. Koraidon can transform into 5 unique forms, with each transformation suited to different terrains and situations. In its apex build, Koraidon adopts a powerful bipedal stance, its feathers unfurling into a war bonnet-like crest. The gular sac on its throat inflates, and its claws spread to expose white membranes. With immense strength, Koraidon uses its sharp claws, sturdy tail, and powerful jaws in battle. Koraidon can leap for over 65 feet into the air and deliver devastating kicks and body slams, possess enough power to shatter the ground with its fists. When weakened or not in battle, Koraidon shifts to its limited build. It returns to a quadrupedal stance. Its feathers fold, the gular sac retracts, and a tire-like structure is revealed. This form is more subdued, with its central claws closer together and its tail tucked. While traveling at high speeds, Koraidon adopts its sprinting build, running on all fours with its tail tucked, enabling it to climb steep cliffs effortlessly. In its swimming build, the gular sac inflates for buoyancy as it paddles through water with webbed feet. In its gliding build, the tendrils on Koraidon's head spread into wing-like structures, allowing it to glide gracefully through the sky. Miraidon. Miraidon is a breathtaking blend of futuristic technology and dragon-like elegance. This electric dragon-type Pokemon feels like it came straight out of a sci-fi dream. Its body is primarily metallic violet, with sleek aerodynamic lines that hint at incredible speed and power. Key features include its LED-like eyes that blink and shift patterns with pixelated precision. It has a long plasma-like antennae, resembling lightning bolts, and a gular sac on its throat that changes appearance depending on its form. It is believed to have been pulled into the present day by Professor Turo's time machine, arriving in Area Zero a decade ago alongside another Miraidon. The two Pokemon also displayed contrasting temperaments like the Koraidon. One was curious and friendly, while the other was territorial and aggressive. Miraidon is thought to be a futuristic relative or counterpart of Cyclizar from an alternate timeline. Known as the Iron Serpent in the Violet Book, Miraidon's current name was given by Professor Turo. Miraidon can transform into 5 distinct modes. Its ultimate mode is its true battle form. Miraidon's gular sac glows with bluish-white light, while its plasma antennae flare up like lightning bolts. Its hind legs fold into jet engine-like structures that allow it to hover and unleash powerful bursts of energy. Charged tails and glowing claws can deliver devastating attacks with a single strike, said to be strong enough to knock out everyone. It can even unleash bolts of electricity from its mouth, neck, and legs, scorching the land with its raw power. When weakened or not engaged in combat, Miraidon shifts to low power mode. It adopts a more subdued quadrupedal stance. Its glowing energy fades, leaving a monochromatic silver appearance on its gular sac, antennae, and tail. This form is less aggressive. In drive mode, energy channels to its gular sac and tail, forming wheel-like structures that enable high-speed movement and the ability to climb cliffs. Aquatic mode, expanding its wheel-like rings to float and propel itself through water with ease. In glide mode, its plasma antennae stretch out to create energy membranes that allow it to glide gracefully through the air. Miraidon carefully evaluates a person's character before deciding to accompany them, showing a calm and enigmatic nature that makes it difficult to understand their thoughts or emotions. Miraidon consumes Herba Mystica sandwiches to regain its strength and power. It's also the only Pokemon capable of learning Electro Drift, and also the only Pokemon that can have Hadron Engine as an ability. The Ruinous Quartet. Hidden within the depths of the Area Zero research facility are 4 other legendary Pokemon ever in Scarlet and Violet, known as the Ruinous Quartet, or the Dark Quartet, and the 4 Treasures of Ruin. They are a group of 4 legendary Pokemon that embodies the powerful emotions of hatred, fear, and envy of a king. They were so powerful that they were eventually sealed away in various shrines known as Ruinous Shrines, with one in each corner of the map. Wo-Chien, also known as the Tablets of Ruin, is just 4 feet 11 inches and weighs 170.9 pounds. Wo-Chien is a master of patience and endurance and often uses nature's most dangerous elements, toxic spores, and dark energy to wear down even the strongest foes. Its unique ability to reduce the attack power of nearby Pokémon makes it particularly dangerous, as it can weaken enemies without even engaging in direct combat. Wo-Chien began as a set of wooden tablets that belonged to a brave individual who dared to document the evil deeds of a tyrannical king. This person paid the ultimate price for their truth-telling, but their burning desire for justice was so strong that it lived on. After their death, their intense grudge and determination for the truth to be known, combined with dark energy, transformed the tablets into the legendary Pokémon Wo-Chien, wrapped in dead leaves. Wo-Chien uses nature itself as a weapon. Ancient stories tell of how this Pokémon could transform thriving battlefields into poisonous wastelands. Unlike its fellow Ruinous Quartet members who might rely on brute force or immediate impact, Wo-Chien's strength lies in its ability to gradually change the very environment around it. This reflects both its grass-type nature and its origin as a record-keeper of dark truths, slowly but inevitably revealing the poison that lies beneath the surface. Xianpao, also known as the Sword of Ruin, is a unique legendary Pokémon that came into existence in a rather dark way. Xianpao was born from the combined hatred of many people who died by the sword in ancient times. This intense negative energy didn't just disappear, but it gathered together and transformed into a snow feline Pokémon. Think of it as anger and sorrow taking the shape of a powerful ice-cold beast. An ancient empire from a distant land that knew how dangerous Xianpao was brought it to Paldea, and they built a special gate with heavy chains to keep Xianpao sealed away. The empire was specifically trying to contain its dark powers, which were so strong that they feared what might happen if the Pokémon were left unchecked. Ting-Lu is a huge beast that looks like it is carrying an ancient temple gate on its back. Ting-Lu is 8 feet 2 inches tall and weighs almost 700 pounds. It's like a walking fortress. When this powerful creature moves around Area Zero, the ground literally shakes beneath its feet, making even experienced trainers take notice. Originally, Ting-Lu was nothing more than a ceremonial vessel, likely used in important rituals within an ancient shrine. However, the collective fear and anxiety of the local people who lived under the rule of a powerful king began to seep into this ritual object. This concentration of negative emotions did not destroy the vessel, but instead, the emotions transformed it to give it life and consciousness. After coming to life, the vessel did not remain in its original form. It pulled rocks and soil toward itself, gradually building up its massive form, creating Ting-Lu. The temple gate on its back serves as a permanent reminder of its origins as a sacred vessel. Chi-Yu is a very special fire and dark type Pokémon that looks like a fish surrounded by flames. What makes it really interesting is that it's actually born from ancient beads that absorbed all the jealousy and bad feelings from conflicts long ago. These beads now form its eyes, and the dark emotions they collected became wrapped in powerful fire, creating this legendary Pokémon. Standing at about 4 feet 7 inches tall and weighing 102.5 pounds, those beads beside its eyes aren't just for show. They are actually ancient artifacts that were at the center of terrible conflicts long ago. People's envy and desire for these beads led to such intense fighting that it eventually resulted in death by fire. That same fire now forms Chi-Yu's body, making sure that it is forever carrying the memory of that dark history. This is why it carries the title Beads of Ruin, to serve as a permanent reminder of how destructive envy can be. Chi-Yu's intelligence sets it apart from many other legendary Pokémon. It's not just powerful, but it's also incredibly smart. It's able to analyze battles in split seconds and come up with winning strategies instantly. Its signature move is the Ruination, and often shows of this tactical mind by cutting an opponent's health in half. The flames it controls are not just hot, but they're also said to contain all the knowledge and experience from countless battles throughout history. Pecharunt's Loyal 3. Deep within the myths and traditions of Kitakami lies the tale of Pecharunt's Loyal 3, a trio of legendary Pokémon that once roamed the region known collectively as the Loyal 3. They are celebrated as heroic protectors who stood against the evil ogre that threatened the land. Okidogi is a sturdy bipedal canine Pokémon with a bold and striking appearance. Its body is broad and muscular, with fur that is mostly black, accentuated by vibrant green markings on its muzzle, chest, hands, hands, thighs, and feet. Magenta, crescent-shaped markings on its face frame its piercing yellow eyes, giving it an intense and commanding expression. Okidogi's ears are sharp and pointy, with magenta inner coloring, and it has a rounded magenta nose, sharp teeth, and strong hands with 5 fingers. Hanging around its neck is a magenta toxic chain that resembles a leash. Okidogi is a male-only species with no female counterpart. It is said to have started as a much smaller and weaker creature, yearning for strength. This desire led it to encounter the mythical Pokemon Pecharunt, who sought loyal retainers during its journey to Kitakami. Using its mystical binding Moki and toxic chains, Pecharunt tamed Okidogi, enhancing its body and turning it into a formidable powerhouse. The toxic chain around its neck is not just ornamental. It channels immense power and stimulates its muscles, thus granting Okidogi unparalleled physical strength. This chain can also be thrown like a weapon, which is capable of pulverizing anything it strikes. Many believe that paying homage to this Pokemon can bring kindness and harmony, ensuring things remain okie-dokie between all sides. However, its temper can be short, and its demeanor in battle is that of a fierce and relentless ruffian. Through the use of Kitakami Mokis, Okidogi can even transform into a titanic Pokemon, becoming an even larger and more imposing force to be reckoned with. Munkidori. Munkidori is a dual-type poison psychic Pokemon that is notable for its sly nature and extraordinary abilities. Its body is primarily covered in long, flowing black fur, leaving its face, hands, feet, and parts of its chest exposed. These exposed areas form unique patterns, such as an arrowhead shape on its chest. Its sharp yellow eyes are accentuated by black striped markings. Adding to its distinct look is a magenta toxic chain wrapped around its head like a headband, symbolizing its bond with Pecharunt. The chain also enhances its psychic abilities, stimulating its brain to grant heightened intelligence and foresight. Originally, Munkidori was a clumsy and dim-witted Pokemon that yearned for intelligence and strength. This longing brought it into contact with Pecharunt, who transformed Munkidori using a binding Moki and the toxic chain. The chain not only boosted Munkidori's capabilities, but also awakened its latent psychic powers, allowing it to predict the near future and manipulate its surroundings with ease. In battle, Munkidori prefers to stay out of confrontation and mostly relies on its psychic powers to confuse and disorient its enemies. It uses its sharp intellect to toy with opponents, inducing dizziness and controlling the battlefield from a safe distance. Legends also tell of Munkidori's transformation into a titanic Pokemon after consuming the Kitakami Mokis, which is said to amplify its strength and abilities even further. Fezandipiti. Fezandipiti is an elegant avian Pokemon with a striking appearance. Its slender body is adorned with sleek black plumage, contrasted by white feathers on its head and neck and bronze accents on its collar and wings. A crown-like crest of golden feathers sits atop its head, giving it an air of royalty, while magenta plumes above its eyes extend like long forked streamers. Its long bronze-colored legs end in sharp claws, and its tail features a train of bronze feathers with curled forked tips, completing its majestic look. A pair of magenta toxic chains hangs from its chest, symbolizing its bond with Pecharunt. The legends surrounding Fezandipiti tell of its transformation from an ordinary bird Pokemon with dull feathers into the stunning creature it is today. Driven by a desire to become beautiful, it sought out the mythical Pokemon Pecharunt, who used its binding Moki and toxic chains to grant Fezandipiti a new form. The chains enhanced its abilities, giving it a radiant appearance, a melodic voice, and the power to emit pheromones capable of captivating both humans and Pokemon. With a single beat of its glossy wings, Fezandipiti can scatter these pheromones into the air and mesmerize all who encounter them. Fezandipiti is known for its greedy and arrogant personality. Fezandipiti's power can reach even greater heights when it consumes the legendary Kitakami Mokis, thus transforming it into a titanic Pokemon. In this state, its abilities are amplified, making it an even more formidable force. Ogerpon. Ogerpon's most striking feature is its ability to wear 4 distinct masks, with each one altering its appearance, type, and fighting style. These masks are central to Ogerpon's identity and power, enabling it to switch between forms that reflect the elements of nature and amplify its abilities. In its default teal mask form, Ogerpon is a pure grass-type Pokemon. It is predominantly green, with a multicolored cloak that flows from the stem-like structure atop its head. This cloak functions as both its arms and shield, as Ogerpon lacks traditional limbs. The teal mask itself is adorned with intricate leaf patterns and a star-shaped crystal, symbolizing its connection to nature. This form emphasizes agility and precision, with Ogerpon confusing its foes with swift kicks and dexterous movements. It is said to restore life to withered plants, embodying the nurturing essence of grass. When wearing the Wellspring mask, Ogerpon becomes a dual-type grass-water Pokémon, showcasing its affinity with water. The mask features a heart-shaped frame of blue hair and teardrop-like crystals, exuding a calm and somber demeanor. In this form, Ogerpon is a relentless force with its attacks mimicking the unyielding flow of water. With powerful kicks and strikes, it can halt rivers and overwhelm its opponents with unceasing waves of energy. The Wellspring mask amplifies its defense, allowing it to withstand even the fiercest assaults while maintaining a steady offensive. The Hearth Flame mask transforms Ogerpon into a dual-type grass-fire Pokémon, channeling the raw intensity of flames. The mask itself is fiery red and orange, with a flame-like mane and sharp fangs that convey its aggressive nature. In this form, Ogerpon becomes a fierce combatant, spearing enemies with thorny vines and unleashing fiery blasts that can ignite an inferno. The Hearth Flame mask symbolizes passion and destruction, allowing Ogerpon to devastate its foes with unparalleled ferocity. Its cudgel becomes imbued with fire, delivering scorching blows that leave a lasting impact. The Cornerstone mask represents Ogerpon's connection to Earth, turning it into a dual-type grass-rock Pokémon. This mask is rugged and craggy, with a joyful expression and large blunt fangs that emphasize its sturdiness. The Cornerstone mask grants Ogerpon immense defensive capabilities, making it nearly impervious to attacks. Its cudgel becomes as solid as stone, enabling it to break even the hardest materials with ease. This form symbolizes stability and resilience, as Ogerpon absorbs impacts and retaliates with unyielding strength. Pecharunt. Pecharunt is a unique poison-type Pokémon that combines a deceptive appearance with powerful toxic abilities. Its design resembles a piece of mochi, giving it an unassuming and sweet appearance. In its normal state, Pecharunt looks like an upside-down peach, with a black circular face at its center and a thin line dividing its body. Its white, semicircular eyes often appear to frown, adding to its innocent and harmless look. However, when it reveals its second form, it unveils a darker, more sinister appearance, resembling a peach pit. This inner form has a deep purple and pink body with a ribbon-shaped mouth and spiky appendages formed by the discarded peach shell, which now glows with bright pink toxic energy. Pecharunt's abilities revolve around its peach-shaped shell, which stores a potent poison. It uses this poison to create toxic chains and prepare poisonous binding mochi, which are stored within the shell until needed. In battle, Pecharunt deploys its toxic chains to inflict severe poison on its opponents. These chains can also enhance the abilities of other Pokémon, strengthening their physical power, intelligence, or appearance. This unique capability is seen in its connection with Okidogi, Munkidori, and Pheasantipede, whose enhanced traits stem from Pecharunt's toxins. Pecharunt is known for its cunning and manipulative personality. It often pretends to be weak or vulnerable, even crying to gain sympathy from others. This act lures in unsuspecting Pokémon and humans, making them lower their guard. Pecharunt's mochi, while sweet-smelling and enticing, has a dangerous effect. It can draw out the eater's deepest desires and bind them to Pecharunt's will. Those who consume its mochi fall under its control. This ability allows Pecharunt to command humans and Pokémon alike by turning them into unwilling allies in battle. Legends in Kitakami tell of Pecharunt's resilience, referring to it as the never-rotting peach, due to its ability to retreat into its shell and hibernate for years. Despite its cowardly nature, Pecharunt will fight back if cornered, and has no other options. Capturing Pecharunt breaks its hold over those under its influence, thus freeing them from its control, with no memory of their time as its pawns. Pecharunt is the only known Pokémon capable of learning the move Malignant Chain, which uses its toxic chains to devastating effect. It also possesses the unique ability of Poison Puppeteer. Terapagos. Terapagos is a normal-type Pokémon that embodies a mix of elegance, mystery, and immense power. Once thought to be extinct, Terapagos was discovered to have survived in the depths of Area Zero by crystallizing its body to hibernate for millions of years. It is believed to be the source of the terrestrial phenomenon, with its energy enabling technological marvels like Terra Orbs, and even influencing time manipulation. Terapagos has shown the ability to alter timelines, summon beings from alternate realities, and also share its energy with other Pokémon, thus allowing them to harness the power of terastallization. Terapagos has 3 distinct forms. In its normal form, Terapagos resembles a small indigo tortoise with a cyan hexagonal shell. Its shell features a central terastall symbol surrounded by intricate patterns, giving it an otherworldly appearance. Its limbs and tail are adorned with 4 pointed star-shaped markings, and its head is crowned with a diamond-shaped design and crystal-like earrings. Despite its delicate and fragile appearance, Terapagos possesses the ability to crystallize energy into a protective green shield, even while dormant. When in danger, it can withdraw into its shell, shrinking to resemble a sparkling jewel. This form is also responsible for generating the distinctive crystalline structures found in Area Zero, which is created over millennia while in hibernation. When Terapagos enters a battle or is exposed to danger, it transforms into its terastall form, absorbing energy to encase itself in a sturdier crystalline shell. This form gives Terapagos a striking resemblance to an indigo sea turtle, with patches of glowing fur that form a mane and 3 flowing tails. Its shell is a marvel, adorned with symbols representing all 18 Pokémon types. These symbols shift and morph, highlighting their connection to the terastall phenomenon. In this form, Terapagos floats effortlessly, its crystalline body reflecting light in dazzling patterns. The terastall energy in its shell allows it to distort type matchups, absorbing and reflecting damage from opposing attacks. Its ability to unleash power beam-like attacks from the central gem on its shell makes it a formidable presence in battle. The most awe-inspiring of Terapagos' forms is its stellar form, which is achieved when it terastallizes with the help of a Terra Orb. In this state, Terapagos is enveloped in a radiant rainbow-colored aura, with its shell transforming into a massive indigo dome covered in shimmering hexagons. 18 floating hexagonal gems, each representing a Pokémon type, orbit around the dome. A miniature version of Terapagos' normal form rests atop the shell, crowned with the terastall symbol. Stellar form Terapagos exudes overwhelming power, capable of reshaping the battlefield by nullifying weather and terrain effects and launching devastating terastall energy beams. This form is so powerful that it risks destabilizing the environment, with its immense energy output causing cracks and tremors.